related. They investigate. They don't control any system, they investigate. And from industrial network technician, you can migrate to this industrial network security engineer. And from control system security support specialist, you can migrate to industrial control system slash or operational technology cybersecurity engineer. So these are the area you can go to from one stage to another based on your years of experience. And then now, the third part in the operation technology incident response analyst, what they do, they decide, they are the one that decide when not to shut down system, because they are analysts. So they do analysis, they do the calculation of risk for safety, to monitor the system so that it won't damage the system, to blow pipes, a lot of things like that, to destroy the machines that are working. Another thing is that they also coordinate with control rooms operators. So because they work hand in hands with control room operators, they are the one, all those that are operating all those systems, all those machines. So they coordinate with them, they monitor, they work with them. And also they analyze PLC logic changes, also program if there's any changes in programmable logic control systems. So they will be the one to analyze, maybe to affect the operation of the what of the operation of the system. And also they also focus on safety first response, human safety. They focus on that. That's the number one thing they do. And the industry they work also in oil and gas industry. They also work in power grid, and they also work in large manufacturing plant. Also they also work the critical infrastructure, critical national infrastructure, like that. Their pay ranges, a global pay is around $95,000 to $140,000. And then they are in local in Nigeria here, they earn between 18 million to 35 million naira per year. Now let's go to number 6, which is the industrial network security engineer. So here they are also in high demand also. And then what do they really do? They secure large operational network across site, based on, okay, let us say in an oil and gas industry, we have different offshores or pipelines. So, and they have different stations. So they are the one that secure their network in a large scale, because they need to be connected together. So they are the one, so they work in that area. That's part of what they do. And they also design resilient architecture for harsh environments. Like in offshore, we have the environment is harsh, so they ensure that the design architecture blend with the harsh nature in that area. Like in the uranium plants, is an harsh environment. They also design to ensure that the architecture design they design fit into that environment. They also manage remote vendor access. Also they also ensure uptime for critical operation. They are the one that decide the time for every anytime you want to do critical operations. They are the one that will decide the time they can perform that kind of operation. Which industry do they work? They work in oil and gas, which is of the pipeline area and offshore side. They also work in the they also work in power distribution area, also industry also. They also work in the rail station also, and transport. They also work in port and logistic also. Our ports, they also work there because it's an harsh environment. And now they are paying from 90,000 to $135,000 per year. That's their global pay. And they also the Nigeria pay is between 16 million to 32 million per year. Now let's move to the senior level role here, which is the which will start with lead industrial control systems like operational technology cybersecurity engineer. So what do they really do? They define operational technology security strategy. Then because it's a lead role, they are senior. They are the one that they are the one that will define, that describe operational technology security strategy, the strategy they need to use. They be the one to define it to the board. And also they approve architectures and control. They do every architecture which is being designed by the mid-level. They will not be the one to what, to approve it. If there's anything they need to look into, they need to adjust, they be the one to decide for that. And they also mentor engineers. They train and mentors engineers to be a leader also in the field. And they also interface with regulators. When we are talking of regulators, we are talking of standards, policy, and so forth, based on the national policy or industrial standard. They also decide acceptable risk level, which we will have different type of risk level. Is it for us to associate, or we should accept the risk? They will be the one to decide this kind of risk. So, and then the industry they work in oil and gas. They also work in national power companies. They also work in large industry conglomerates also. Their pay ranges from 130,000 to 180,000 naira annually, and in Nigeria is around 25 million to 35 to, I mean, 45 million naira per year. So let's move to the operational technology security operation lead. So here they manage and also monitor. They manage monitoring teams and also response team. Here they are what, they are operational lead. They are the one that every operational of the security team, of the cyber security team, either both that are what, monitoring, or both, or those that are what, responding to incidents. In case incidents happen, they are the one that handles that. And also they highlight security with operation. They ensure that every security that is designed is aligned with the operation, to both of them, because they need to work hands in hands. The securities must protect the operational devices and systems. It needs to protect it, so they ensure that they are designed, its work is aligned with the operation, so that there won't be any issue, there won't be any complication. And also they ensure 247 protection. So the industry they work in power grid industry, they work in national infrastructure, operator also. They also work in oil and gas industry. Their pay annually is between 135,000, that's their global pay, $135,000 to $190,000. And then Nigeria, they earn between 30 million naira to 50 million naira per year. So, and then the number, we also have critical infrastructure security analyst. These are the career you can pick here. Critical infrastructure security analyst. Here they design security for refineries. All these are refineries. They are the one that design their security, for also power plants, for also pipelines. They are the one that design it. And they also lead IEC 6244 3, and also national compliance. They are the one that lead all those. They ensure that all their security design is what is up to standard, is up to industrial standard, and also they are also national compliance, to avoid fines of non-compliances. And also they influence safety and national security decision. They are really want to influence it. Every security decision, the critical infrastructure security analyst, they are the one that take the decision. And then this role, they blend with engineering, security, and also policy. So those are the area they focus on very well. They work in the industry. They work in oil and gas industry. They also work in power and utilities industry. They also work in government and regulators. They can be government. They can work in government. They can also be regulators in the industry. And they also work in national infrastructure projects. In case if the government want to do projects, they can be invited to come and design the security architecture for them based on the infrastructure that are needed. And then their pay range from 150,000 to $220,000. That's the global pay annually. And in Nigeria, they earn between 35 million to 65 million per year. So let's move to the leadership roles. These are the leadership roles we have. We will start with industrial control systems / operational technology cybersecurity manager. This role, they control budgets. Their own is to control budgets, to make projects. They manage operational security teams, those that are in do operation let me see, they manage operational technologies security teams, all the security, all the cyber security teams, they are the one that manage them, and they are the one that implement budgets, all the budgets for the for the industry, for the company, for the plants. They are the one that make the budget, and also they translate cyber risk into business risk. They interpret every cyber risk into what, into business risk. They also align IT, which is informational technology, and operational technology leadership. They are also the one that what, that align it so that both can work together. And they also what, the industry they work in oil and gas industries, they work in power utilities, they also work in manufacturing groups, and so forth like that. Now let's move to the next one, which, oh, okay, their pay is between $140,000, which is global pay, to $200,000 dollar. And then in Nigeria they earn between 30 million to 55 million per year. That's the annual pay. Now let's move to directors of industry, industrial cyber security. Director of industrial cyber security. Now what they really do is that they own enterprise operational technology security strategy. Every strategy needed, they are the one that own it, they implement it, and they also govern multiple sites or countries. And then they report to executives, and they also what, make investment decision in cybersecurity. By that time, maybe you have spent 7 to 10 to 15 years in the industry before you get to this role. And then the industry they work, multinational oil and gas like Shell and other conglomerate oil and gas industry. They also work in power utilities. They also work in large industrial groups like that, and their pay ranges from 170,000 to 260,000 annually. And then in Nigeria they earn between 45 million naira to 80 million naira per year, like that. That's the range of their salary. And then let's move to the chief security officers for operational technology. This is the oga of them all. So them, they execute ownership of operational technology cyber risk. They are in charge of risk, everything cyber security risk. They are in charge of they are the major decision maker in the industry, and they also protect national or corporate critical infrastructure. They also influence regulations and safety policy. Yeah, they influence it. And then the industry they work, they also work in oil and gas industry. So they work in energy, they work in national infrastructure, they work in any government league organizations. So those are the area they work, and their pay is between 200,000 to $200,000. That their global pay is between $200,000 to $350,000 annually. And then in Nigeria they earn between 60 million naira to 100 million naira plus per year in Nigeria. And then these are the role based operation technology network engineer, operational technology system administrator, operational technology cybersecurity analyst, operational technology incident responder, operational technology pen tester, operational technology cybersecurity engineer, operational technology for OT cybersecurity. Those are the common role, but these are the career paths that you can choose from one step to another. Now, why is their pay are very expensive like this? Because the thing is that in operational technology, you are not paid for how many let me say how many attacks that you detect. You are not paid for that, but you are paid for how much physical damages you are trusted to prevent. So because each of those machine you are prevented to be all those machines to be damaged, worth billions. All those industrial control systems, they are billions, and then if anything happens to them, it will cost them a lot. So thank you. And then if you want to learn, our at KITS we focus on the entry level, from junior cybersecurity, junior ICS slash operation technology, cybersecurity analyst, to industrial network technician, to control system security support specialist. We focus in this area, our training focus in this area in the entry level, and our cohort is starting by January 12th. The enrollment we end on the 9th. You can join this cohort, and it will take 6 months for the training. We focus in this aspect, so you can join us and we help you to secure an internship role. So thank you.